Hey guys, sorry it's kind of dark. It's been, like, it was really sunny. Like, I literally just got off work and drove home, and it was really sunny, and now it's cloudy, but it looks like the sun's coming back out, so, and sorry for my appearance. I have just got home from work, and today was a very bad day to be working at Olive Garden, and even eating at Olive Garden, to be honest. But anyways, I just decided I needed to film this video because I wanted to get it up. So yes, let's go ahead and jump into this. It is a book haul. I have not done a book haul since early June when I got home from Spain. So I've collected some books since then, and school's starting soon. So I thought, why not celebrate the misery of classes beginning again by showing all the books I have gotten since my last book haul. So these first set of books technically aren't really new, but I'm gonna count this anyways because if you've been on my channel, like, this is going way far back to when I was still in high school. I lent one of my best friend's moms a series that I was reading, and she's literally had these books for like almost 3 years until I finally got them back. And that's going to be my Maze Runner series by James Dashner. I've got The Kill Order, The Maze Runner, Scorch Trials, and Death Cure. I still haven't read the other prequel he released. I want to say it was in 2015 or 2016. I still really need to read that, and then I will have completed the series. But like I said, she's had these books since like my senior year of high school, I think, or maybe junior. I gave them probably to her at the end of my junior year of high school, and her mom then had twins, so she didn't have time to read, and then they moved to Oregon, and so stuff was packed up in Oregon, and my friend was supposed to get them for me when she went up to visit them, and then they decided, oh, we're not living in Oregon, we're gonna move back to Texas, or actually to Oklahoma, and so they packed everything up at Oklahoma and brought it back with them, and finally I was over at her parents' house, and they're all unpacked, and I was like, hey, Kristen, because funny enough, her and I have the same name. I was like, can I have my books back? And she's like, oh yeah. So they're finally in my possession again. I feel like I need to do a reread of these and then read the other one that came out, because this was a really good series. I really did enjoy this. And sadly, I have not watched the 2 movies that have come out. I even own The Maze Runner, but I don't have a DVD player here in my apartment. Okay, so other than that, like, I bought a lot of these books, but this next little stack, if you guys have been, I've mentioned her a couple of times, I think, in some of my videos. I really wanted to use her in a skit video before she left, but I didn't get around to filming it, so that's sad. But my family hosted an exchange student last year, and she was from the Netherlands. Anna, she was so freaking adorable. Oh my god, that girl could talk your ear off too. But she is a really big reader, and so I was letting her borrow books off of my personal bookshelf at home. Even though I wasn't there, I was like, feel free, just remember, put them back when you're done. And so she left, and she had bought a couple of books, and she had been here too, and she didn't want to take them all home, so she left me with some of them. So first, I have Divergent by Veronica Roth. This is now my 3rd copy of Divergent, but I'm kind of digging this cover because I want to say this is the UK edition, because the US edition is the one with the Orby thing, but I have a paperback of the US edition, I have a hardcover of the US edition, and now I have a paperback of the UK edition of Divergent, which is okay. I really liked it. Not so much the other 2 books, but the first book was really good. She also left me Little Black Dresses, Little White Lies by Laura Stapler. Basically, what this story is, it's a girl who is from the North Carolina suburbs who lands this massive internship at a teenage magazine as a dating blogger, and she gets to spend the summer in New York City. However, the experiences she has used on her application to get this internship aren't exactly hers, they're her best friends, and so she's had no dating experience, and she's kind of trying to travel the waters of dating and all of this other stuff, and it sounds really funny, and I'm interested to see this. I'm kind of actually really excited to read this one. And last but not least, she has left me Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Surprisingly, I have not read this. Everybody on BookTube and their grandma and their dog and their cat and just every family member has literally read this book and they have loved it. I have mentioned quite a few times, I am not a big contemporary person, but I really do want to read this, especially since I was just in Paris back in April. So I And I've heard they're really good. They're all really cute, fluffy, contemporary reads. And you know, sometimes that's just what I want, is a really cute, fluffy contemporary. Alright, I made a trip to Barnes & Noble's before we left for our cruise back in the beginning of July, and I bought some books. Well, really, Mom bought me some books, and then I bought some books. But first up, I have The Last Days of Jack Sparks by Jason Arnott, I think. This book is actually supposed to be a thriller. It says the most chilling and unpredictable thriller of the year. This book is basically set around trying to figure out who killed Jack Sparks. He mysteriously died, nobody knows why, but all we really know is before he died, he was doing some research on the occult for his new book that was supposed to be coming out, and the only thing to wrap everything up about what happened to him is a video, which is 40 seconds of chilling footage that Jack repeatedly claimed was not his making, yet was posted from his YouTube account. That's really interesting. I haven't really read any thrillers, especially any adult thrillers, so, and like this cover like really caught my eye because it looks really good. So I'm really excited to read this one actually. I'm probably not gonna save it till it gets closer to Halloween because it sounds like a Halloween read and that makes me super excited. Alright, I got 3 more books here from Barnes & Noble's. First one I have is The Haters by Jesse Andrews. I actually have already read this. If you watch my June wrap up, this was one of the books I read. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. This book is about a trio of friends that meet at a jazz camp and suddenly decide they really don't want to do the jazz camp anymore and create a band and decide to ditch camp, this random tour, and they just are finding these random places to play and, you know, learning more about each other along the way, and it was really good. I really enjoyed this. Next I have With Malice by Eileen Cook. This book is about a girl who is abroad in Italy. It's her senior trip, and she wakes up in the hospital with no knowledge of what happened. She was involved in a very awful accident that ended up in one person or maybe more people dying. She doesn't know what's going on, and she's been flown home back to the States, and she's got a team of lawyers, and there's a press circuit, and she doesn't know what's going on because apparently the accident wasn't so much of an accident, and so it's her trying to retrace her steps as to what happened, and this sounds so freaking good. And lastly, from Barnes & Noble's, I picked up The Night We Said Yes by Lauren Gibaldi, I think. This book centers around Matt and Ellie, who went to high school together, and there was one night where all they did was they said yes to everything, and then all of a sudden Matt moves away with no warning, no nothing, breaking Ellie's heart and the hearts of all of their best friends without another word, and suddenly a year later he pops up and wants to relive the past of the night they said yes, and Ellie is not quite sure if Matt is worth another chance. And it sounds really cute, and I've actually had my eye on this book for a while, like since it came out, and now I'm glad I own it because it sounds like really interesting. Another place I went, I made one stop to Half Price Books, which, surprising to say, I've only been to Half Price Books once since I've been home, which is really good because I normally frequent Half Price Books a lot. And especially now that I literally live down the street from one, like I could walk to it from my apartment. I'm doing pretty good at self-restraint. First up, I picked up Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. For those of you who don't know, I haven't really mentioned it in a while, but Ellen Hopkins is honestly one of my favorite authors. I discovered her in early high school, and I've never been one for poetry, although now I'm like starting to like get into poetry. I don't know why, I've never liked it before, but I'm starting to feel it now. But she writes in free verse, and I have read quite a few of her teen novels, and I absolutely love them, even though they're written in verse, like see, but they always have, a lot of them, they'll have different patterns of how they're written out and whatnot. And even though it's written in verse, like I still feel like I'm reading a book, like I'm reading it all the way through, like I don't feel like I'm missing chunks of a book, and it doesn't distract me, but I really love it. So since I love her so much, every time I'm at a used bookstore, if I can find them on Book Outlet or Book Depository for cheap, I'm going through and I'm buying the hardcovers of all of them. This one actually I have already read. So this book follows around 3 teens who are at a stay in the Aspen Springs Psychiatric Hospital for people who have attempted suicide. And it's kind of just about them. They are now, you know, have another purpose in life. They get a second chance and they're trying to still battle their demons and make the best of it as they can. I would like to say that all of Ellen Hopkins' books, at least all of the ones that I have read, do have trigger warnings, so be very aware of that before you ever pick up one of her books. Like this one deals with suicide, and I can tell you it has some very heavy scenes in it since I have already read it, but I really did enjoy this one. I think this is probably one of my favorites of hers. Next, I picked up Stormfront by Jim Butcher. This is the first book in the Dresden Files. This is another fantasy sci-fi-esque type of book. So basically what he does, he tracks down people, I guess people who use black magic, maybe supernatural creatures, I'm not really sure, but the way this starts off is he gets contacted by the Chicago PD to help investigate on this grisly double murder that obviously has connections to black magic, and wherever there's black magic there's a black mage, so it's obviously him trying to find this guy. And apparently this is also a humongous series, but a lot of people really like it, and a lot of people say it's like some of the a amazing series. So I decided to finally pick up the first book. I mean, it was only like $6 anyways at Half Price Books, and I'm excited to jump into this. And finally, I picked up White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 1 in the Dark Elements series. I don't know. So this book, a lot of people actually really love this. I mean, I know Jennifer L. Armentrout is a huge name. Everybody loves her. Surprisingly, I have never read any book by her, but a lot of people always recommend White Hot Kiss because they love it, and so I'm super excited to get into it. This book is about a girl named Layla who is half demon, half gargoyle, and in this book, gargoyles are the ones who track down demons and try to keep humanity safe. And she's trying to keep her secret about her demon side, and she's not allowed to kiss anybody, because if she kisses anybody with a soul, she will kill them. Obviously there's a love interest that she really likes, and he's a gargoyle, but she's like, I can't kiss him, and he treats her like a sister. But then there's a second guy thrown into the mix who is a very hot demon who claims that he knows Layla's secrets, and apparently there's a big war starting about the demons, and you know, it sounds interesting because paranormal and hot, sexy, tattooed romance. Who's not in? Because I totally am. Oh my god, I'm so trash for things like this. And finally, I have a little unboxing for you guys. This has literally been sitting in my room since, well, I guess a month, really. Came in while I was on the cruise. Dun, dun, dun. What is it? Because You Love to Hate Me. This book has kind of getting some hype now since it's like finally out. I mean, I'm a month late, but basically this is an anthology. It's got 13 different stories by different authors that were paired with 13 different booktubers. Each of the booktubers gave the authors a prompt, and a lot of them gave them a couple prompts to choose from, but it's all about villains. A few of these booktubers I actually do watch here on YouTube, and their videos that they've made with the authors and celebration of the release of the book have sounded really awesome, and it makes me want to read this. And I just love anthologies because with an anthology, I don't feel like I have to sit down and read the book all the way through. I can sit down and read one story, take a break, read another book, and then come back. And who doesn't love that? And also, who doesn't like short villain stories? Because honestly, if it comes down to a hero or a villain, I really do like villains. I want to know why you're bad. Are you misunderstood? Did something just really shitty happen to you in your life to make you go this way? Like, but then again, who doesn't like a very well thought out villain? Like, not just a villain that's like evil because they're evil, like, but has like a legit reason and like all this stuff. Like, I am so pumped to read this. You do not understand. Okay, so that is it for this book haul. Again, really sorry that it's dark and I look gross because I've been sweating all day because They make us wear freaking all black, and it gets to like freaking 80 degrees. And if you're somebody like me and you freaking sweat all the time, like, cause you get so hot so fast, it's not fair because you look gross. And today was the one day I actually wore makeup to work. Still so salty. Anyways, so that is it. Those are all the books I got since June, and I am excited to read every single one of them. If you have read any of these, tell me what you think down below in the comments, which ones I should get to faster. You know, I would love to know. Also, quick announcement. So school starts on Monday, and I want to cry because like I'm ready for classes to start, but then I'm not ready for classes to start. But anyway, since classes are starting on Monday, and my workload, since I'm actually in 15 hours this semester, is going to crush me, this week was the last Monday video. So starting next week and on till probably about Christmas break, I will only be posting on Thursdays. We'll see how I feel around Christmas break. Even though it's only 3 weeks, I may do a Monday, Thursday video. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, so yeah, totally let me know what you thought about these books if you've read them down below. I would love to comment. I know I already said that, but my brain's just like right now, and I am like ready to freaking pass out right now. I'm so exhausted. Anyways, so all my social media links are down below if you want to friend me or follow me or whatever. It was totally cool with me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I would love that. I love new subscribers. Also, I need more booktube friends, so yeah, let's chat it up in the comments. I don't know what's going on with me right now. I'm just all over the place. So I will see you guys next Thursday.